Giving you the real from A to Z surrounding the Dallas Cowboys. News, updates, rumors, transactions, takes, and more. So strap up, Cowboys Nation, and start your day off with A to Z Sports. Live with Will Steele.
3, 2, 1.
Here we go!
Oh, yeah. Good morning, good people. Welcome to A to Z Sports Live, presented by Texas Family Fitness, Freeman Mazda Hyundai, and Worth the Poor. I am your host, Will Skywalker Steele. Boom! It is April 25th, 2022, meaning we are a few days away from the NFL draft. It is draft week. We've just about covered every aspect of this thing, top to bottom, right? But today, we're going to talk about and take a look at what a first-round surprise could look like. Pick 24 now, right? You're not in pick 10. There's not too many surprises when you're up there. Pick 24, it could happen. We've seen the Cowboys do that when they've picked this late in recent history. So we'll try to predict. Really, I don't want to predict it, but we'll talk about what a surprise could look like. I've got three prospects, 1, 2, 3. Three prospects that would be a surprise if Dallas selected them, so we'll detail that. Also, in the roundup, we'll talk about Dak Prescott. He speaks on his offseason, his health, and everything is getting back together, his workouts. There's a swing tackle the Cowboys got their eyes on, finally. right? This is one of those things that the Cowboys usually try to attack before they get to the draft. And then trading up, trading down. Trading might not really be a big, a big thing this Thursday, Friday. Well, I'll say Thursday. This Thursday, according to one insider of the NFL. So we'll talk about all that today. Got a good show lined up. It is Monday. Happy Monday, folks. I usually won't say happy Monday because the start of the week, not everybody's excited. But it is draft week. We're going to be hearing this sound in a couple days. You know what that does for me? Let me see if I can find it. Come on. Oh, I can't find it. Here it go. When I hear this sound right here.
Oh, boy. Yeah.
Yeah. It's draft week, Cowboys Nation.
Oh, boy. Yeah.
Let's do it, baby. Let's do it. Shout outs in the building. Let's go over on YouTube. Mike Harris in the building. Jose, Christian, Toxic Tom Downey. Hey, Toxic, I think that's pretty cool that your parents got a chance to meet Micah in person. He was at the Hershey Bears game. I saw that this weekend, and they gave him a custom jersey. Micah is a superstar. A superstar. Appreciate you for the donation. Already in the building.
Super chat.
He says, Sky, what is your all-time favorite draft moment? Oh, all-time. Well, I don't really live into the 90s draft moments because I was just a kid. So I have to think about that one. I'll come back to you on that one later. Marcelo B, Marcus Hardison. What's good, Marcus, my bad. Frankie Franchise, Samuel Rowe, Alpha Mason, Anthony Moore, Grant Rain, Zeus. What's good, Zeus? Lord Nova, C. Burleson, T. Price, Iceberg Slim. I like Nick Benito, Iceberg Slim. B47 Vic was good. Matish, Jonathan Scruggs, Antoine Swain, Jermaine Underwood, Nick Mims, Mark Canella, Jesse Falls, Mackenzie, two-time. And over on Facebook, we got Ruben Boyce. We got Miller Corbett, Vic Lopez, CJ Richards, what's up? Balanced, Vic, Chuck P, Raymond in the building says one of the best streams on YouTube and Facebook. Salute. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you. We got Celia, is that you say it? Sunshine in the building, Anthony Timo, and the many more coming through. Appreciate y'all for joining us. What's up, Blue Star? Chase, how's it going? King of Dallas. I'm excited to get this week started because it's draft week. And if you want to call in, you can. 351-999-3787 is the call-in line to get your takes off about today's topic. Or anything, really. You know how we do on here. This is the Pulse of the Nation hotline. So it's your time to shine, right? Your time to shine. All right, let's jump straight into it because I want to get to the stuff today. We got some things to cover and some things to do afterwards. So let's get into this roundup.
Look at my Gucci, it's about that time. It's time! It's time! It's time! It's time! It's time! It is time for.
It's time for the morning roundup. Round 'em up, boys.
Yes, indeed. The morning roundup presented by Texas Family Fitness. Strive for progress, not perfection. Fitness goals are not accomplished with one workout. Progress towards your goals with Texas Family Fitness, where they're more than just a fitness club. They provide the tools, support, and resources you need to achieve your goals. So check out any of the 13 different locations in the DFW area. Visit TexasFamilyFitness.com. So over the weekend, or maybe it was last week, the Cowboys brought in what I would view as a swing tackle option. Offensive tackle Sam Tevi had a visit with the Cowboys this past week. For those who may not know who Tevi is, quick background. He was a 2017 sixth-round pick out of Utah, played 4 years with the Chargers, where he started 44 of 58 games. Last year, he signed a one-year deal to go play with the Colts, but he tore his ACL in preseason and didn't suit up for the 2021 season. Per Michael Gelkin, he says no deal was imminent between the sides at the time. The visit was more of a medical check-in after Tevi tore his ACL last August. This is on brand for the Dallas Cowboys, right? First of all, they like veteran swing tackles, which we've talked about this. We've detailed this when we were in the midst of free agency. But they also like hurt guys. That's pretty much the cherry on top. He's coming off a serious injury, and which makes a cheap guy even cheaper. And when you see cheap, what do you think of? I mean, right on brand for Catboy. Right on brand. Tevi, the player. He's a swing tackle. I don't think he's coming in here and he's beating out Terrence Steele. Terrence Steele's a better tackle than Sam Tevi. So as a swing tackle, sure. Lots of starting experience. I'll take that for my swing. If he's even signed. He may not be signed. But this is probably one of those things, if he's brought in prior to the draft, where the Cowboys can say, oh, well, look, we don't have to take a tackle in the top 4 or 5 rounds because we got our swing guy, and we're going to see what's up with Ball. But keep your eye on this one. Sam Tevi brought in, right on brand for the Cowboys. Dak Prescott attended the Children's Cancer Gala last week, where he was the honorary co-chair captain with Troy Aikman. They say that our Captain America passed the torch to Dak Prescott to be that guy. And listen, I know a lot of people, people really don't like Dak Prescott, which is mind-blowing. But as a person, dude is a fantastic human being, and he continues to do things in the community that show that. But he did speak about football when he was there. By the way, y'all, look at Dak. He's looking a little slim, ain't he? Looking a little slim, and I like that. I've talked about it last week when I said I'd like to see him run a little bit more, which means cut down on that weight, but we'll get to that. Here's a quote from Dak Prescott speaking about his health in the offseason and improving. He says, quote, "I'm not rehabbing one thing. I'm working on my whole body. From my foot speed, it's just not putting this down. Now it's, can I get this thing faster than they've ever been? It's about improving on the person and player I was before the injury now and being the best player I can be for this organization." I've often said this a number of times. Quarterbacks right around this time frame, 29 to like 32, 30, 31, 32, is where they really start seeing it all. They've got a ton of experience in the league. They picked up every little nook and cranny. They've seen just about everything, and we know now Dak saw a lot of things he's not used to seeing last year. And right here is where we should see that next gear for Dak Prescott. Now, it's the first time he'll be healthy in the last couple of seasons going into the offseason. He did talk about his shoulder. His shoulder is fine. So that's a good thing. And like I said earlier, to see him slimmed up, I love it. I love to see him slimmed up. I love to hear him talk about wanting to be faster, quicker. And I'm hoping that with that comes more confidence in his mobility. Because I truly believe what can make Dak Prescott that much more better is getting the mobility back, and not just sparingly. And I'm not saying be Lamar Jackson, right? But obviously he was going to have some confidence issues after tearing up his leg last year, or his ankle in 2020, and then his calf situation. So he wasn't going to be moving around like I would love to see him. But 100% slimmed up, quicker, faster. Yeah, let's use those legs, Dak. Let's use them. Here's a quote on his health. You're moving it for the first time, talking about his leg, from let me rephrase. He talks about coming into the season last year, the offseason, and then how it is 1 year later. He says you're moving it for the first time. From 1 week to the next, you get to 2 jumps, 3 jumps, to jogging, to sprinting. You're excited and you feel progress. But a year later, I get on the field and I don't even think about my leg. It goes from getting that leg better to that's not even a thought in my head. Love to hear it. Get a healthier Dak Prescott. You get a more confident Dak Prescott, and I think you'll see him take that next step. I got a $2 donation from my guy, B. Bird.
Super chat.
He says, Stephen Jones be shopping at the Scratch and Dent for washer and dryers. You ain't right. Boy, ain't that Sam Tevi? He is. Finally, in the roundup. Adam Schefter had an interesting tweet about trading down. We've talked about this throughout the offseason in regards to the draft. Is it going to be a situation where we could trade down or trade up? But here's what he said about teams in the top half of the draft. Within the past week, as the draft has drawn closer, multiple teams in the top half of the draft have inquired with others to try to trade back in the first round, per sources. So far, the interest in moving back in Thursday's draft has greatly exceeded the interest in moving up. Essentially, what he's saying here is don't nobody want to come up in this draft. And that's something that we've been talking about, right? And that's this morning's morning roundup presented by Texas Family Fitness. I've said this a number of times. You guys have said it as well in the chat. There are not a ton of players I want to move up for. And it's not a knock on said players. It's just this draft sweet spot is beyond that top 15. There may be one or two guys I'm like, yeah, let's come up and move up for it. Now, interesting to note, as I was preparing for this morning's show, I saw Marcus Mosher tweet that Albert Breer is under the impression that Kayvon Thibodeau, if he is sliding down the board, the Cowboys could look to trade up. Okay, how far? You know what I mean? How far are you willing to come up? You're going to be losing probably a second round pick if you're looking to get into the top 10. So I hope that's not the case, but we've said this a lot, Cowboys Nation. I'd rather trade back, accumulate more picks, and let's draft 3-4 guys in the top 90 of the draft. Not 3-4 guys, 4 or 5 guys in the top 100 of the draft, but at least 4 guys in the top 90 of the draft, as opposed to moving up and now you got what? 2 picks in the top 100 now? So this ain't that kind of draft. To me, it's not that kind of draft to do that. So I can see what his sources, speaking of Adam Schefter, is saying. I believe it. Now, it's also lion season. That could just be a tactic, but we've been saying this for a long time. Trade back, accumulate picks, but in order to trade back, teams have to want to trade up, right? What's up, Give Me Cash? He says, Sky, I seen them going offense in the first round. I think I see that as well. We'll get to some of the surprise picks. They involve a couple offensive players and one defensive player. But the glaring hole, like the blinking red light, is guard. And they love Kenyan Green. Before we get into the content here, I did also see something come out that draft people are getting a little worried about Kenyan Green's knee. New to me. Brian Broad has said it's not something that's an issue right now, but it's something that could be an issue down the road. I have not done a ton of homework on that, Cowboys Nation. So when I say this, I'm just kind of going off of what I'm hearing. I would love to do some more digging, because if that's the case, are we looking at a Ron Leary situation? Are we looking at what's the running back from Boise State? Drafted by Miami, went to Philly. Y'all know what I'm talking about. He had the same degenerative knee type of thing. Now, I don't want to use that word, degenerative knee, because I don't know what it is. But just kind of some things I've been hearing the last day. One being Cowboys, Kayvon Thibodeau. The other being Kenyan Green's knee. So that's concerning, but I'm hoping that's not the case, because I know the Cowboys do really like Kenyan Green. Jay Ajayi, thank you. And what's up, Professor O? Salute. Kenyan Green, Jay Ajayi is the other degenerative knee guy who didn't have a long career because of it. Shout out to Ray Chaney in the building. Salute to you for the donation, sir. He says,
Super chat.
I'll trade up for Jordan Davis. He's one of the few that I'm interested in. He's one of the few. So if trading down becomes difficult and they have to stay put, and I don't think they'll be wiped out. I think there will be a guy that can come in and help you right now. I've said that for months, right? And I truly do believe that. But it is the Cowboys. They are picking a little late. We've seen them, throw some wrenches in things. Taco Charlton, trading out of the first round. We've seen it. It happens. Is there a surprise that could be waning and just chilling in the weeds and the bushes and just pops out and catches us by surprise as Cowboys fans? That happens a lot with the Cowboys. So I've got three guys. Three guys that I think, I don't want to say I think. I don't want y'all to think that I'm saying they're going to draft these guys. But three guys that would be a shocker and a surprise to me, and I'm going to give you the reasons why. If you want to call in and chime in on that, 351-999-3787. Let's get into number one. Defensive end, Logan Hall. Here's a guy, Chris Collinsworth. No, seriously, though, here's a guy that we talked about last week because his name was getting buzz. And not just buzz in the NFL or first-round buzz, but buzz within the Cowboys. There's a sense that the Cowboys are very interested in Logan Hall. Stock's rising, right? 6'6", 283-pound tweener. And we talked about this last week. Logan Hall makes sense for Cowboys' interest, right? Because we've seen them bring in a guy like Brent Urban, 6'7", 300-pound tweener type. They've drafted tweeners in Osa and Chauncey Golston. That's not a shocker that they're interested, but it would be a shock to me if you hear this here. With the 24th overall selection, the Cowboys select defensive end Logan Hall out of Houston. Big time shock. And here's why. He's a strong side defense end, and I don't think anyone would disagree with that, with the ability to move in NASCAR packages or whatever, right? But Dallas has enough of those. The Cowboys, DeMarcus Lawrence is your do-it-all strong side left defense end. Really should be playing more than 35 snaps a game, but that's what they like to do. Chauncey Golston was taken in the third round last year, and you're looking for him to have an improvement, right? I don't believe Dorrance Armstrong is a juice rusher. And I think that Terrell Basham is kind of in the middle of all that. Not necessarily that super juice guy, but he's got some. But he's also not your strong side defense end either. The Cowboys are lacking a true juice player. And I don't look at Logan Hall in that way. So while, yes, there's interest, I think this would be a reach. And I think this would be a shock because you've got that similar type of role player on your team already. We're looking for guys that can come in here right now and be impact players. I don't even know if Logan Hall is going to beat out a Chauncey Golston, in year 2 as a backup rotational guy. So he's one of my 3 guys on this list that I believe would be a shock if he's taken with the 24th overall pick. Are we in agreement with that? Or would you guys look at Logan Hall and be like, hey, good pick, Dallas? Not saying to be a bad pick, just to be a shocking pick. He may turn to be an all-pro. Who knows? Ian says, yeah, if he ain't playing left defensive end, we can pass. Dude's still awesome, though. Well, he would be playing that, Ian, which is why I don't know that it makes sense. All right. Smoke screen. Jose believes Logan Hall is a smoke screen. Well, Army Mom, just stay put. She says draft the left tackle. Sure. But I got 2 of them that to me. It's shocking to me. Stay put, Army Mom. Nicholas P. He said he's a DT-DE hybrid. Correct. That's another reason why. Because think about it. So if you're looking at him as just a strong side defensive end, he's already dealing with a lot of that competition. Say, okay, well, Sky, slide him in. Well, he's got to deal with Neville. He's got to deal with Tristan. He's got to deal with Osa. So, and really Carlos Watkins, even though he's probably at this moment your starting one tech, which is still wild to me. But hey. So it just doesn't make that much sense to me unless he just balls the hell out. It screams Taco Charlton. It just does. It just does. All right, let's get Dro says, you think Osa can become a one tech? Nah, I don't want to put him in that situation. I want Osa to take advantage of these one-on-ones, get upfield, use his quickness and his leverage and his strength by being a little shorter and long, as opposed to having to just take up space with on double teams and freeing up linebackers. I'd rather see Osa be a little bit more free. And then there's that Professor O. He's way too light to be full-time one tech. We got we already got Los on the horn. Los, you there? Oh, wait. Here we go. Los, what's up?
Yo, good morning, guys. How's everything going? Oh, by the way, shout out to you. I heard you on Saturday on 153.5, man.
Oh, yeah.
Good stuff, man.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Not going to lie to y'all. What he's talking about is I did a radio hit on 105.3 The Fan with Reggie and Will Chambers. Shout out to Reggie from 105.3. I met him last year at Jeff Kavanaugh. He had a cookout, and just a fantastic guy, great guy, hit me up to come on. And, of course, I was honored to do so. And hopefully we do it again. But I had fun on that one. I was a little nervous at first, but we got through it and had a good time. So appreciate that, Los.
No problem, man. But with this draft and with this upcoming draft, I'm just with the idea that the Cowboys should go with the best player available. And you don't always have to draft an edge to get pass rush, as you saw with Micah Parsons. You know, you can always draft a linebacker or maybe even a quarterback to – it's basically the concept of what the defense is going to run to attack this offensive weaknesses. And I think Dan Quinn does that with perfection, especially with Micah on his side. You know, Dan Quinn hit the lottery pick when Cowboys picked him up because he saw the potential. You're like, man, you're one fast stud, man. I'm going to put you right here. I'm going to put you right there. If someone shoots up that gap, I want you to attack it. Now, if we're, there's different ways to attack. And I think with Micah just having the queen chess piece, it really helps the Cowboys tremendously on who they can pick up to just basically help the defense, get more of a pass rush or even get a concept scheme to even help Trayvon Diggs on the other side.
What kind of linebacker are you looking at, Los, to give you that?
Well, in the first round, if we were to pick up someone in the first round, I really, really like Nakobe Dean. Like, yes, I know there's second-round pass rushers that we can pick up, like Chad Mumba. Who else?
Well, I wouldn't consider those guys rushers. I was more so looking at like a Nick Benito, Brandon Smith, guys who can be more of a hybrid type of rusher. I look at Chad and I look at Dean as you could plug them in the middle and let them rock. Those are your middle linebackers to free up Micah Parsons.
Gotcha. But, yeah, I've just seen more of if I were to see a linebacker that can affect the run and the pass rush, I would really like Nakobe Dean, just the way he plays in space.
Yeah, he's, I think, without a doubt, one of the top two linebackers in this draft.
So, yeah, and I'll leave you with that, Sky. I'm just with the idea that you don't always have to get a defensive end just to, get pass rush. You should, just get a twitchy guy, one with great hands, great space, and great awareness. And you plug him up with a Dan Quinn system, you're ready to rock and roll, man. And I'll leave you with that. And hopefully, man, I'm just gonna say this out there. Let's let Jordan Davis fall at 24. Let's see what happens, man. Let's
free up a lot.
Let's see what happens. All right, man. You have a great one. Peace.
All right, brother. Yeah. He's not wrong about that. The only thing I would say about them getting a defensive end, like a RDE, a right defensive end, a speed rusher, juice rusher, is that they need that long term. Next year, they really only have, and we'll include Micah. Let's just include him. Micah Parsons at the linebacker position and Dante Fowler, who I think is going to have a good year next year, barring injury. But long term, there isn't one on the roster, and I don't think they have any in quote unquote the farm system. You know what I mean? I would love for them to do that more. It's really weird when you actually go look at the recent history of the Cowboys in regards to the juice rushers. They've kind of leaned on Randy Gregory for the most part, or they went out and got like a guy like Robert Quinn, but they haven't really developed that guy, oppo of DeMarcus Lawrence, if we're being completely honest. I'm sitting here trying to think since D-Law came aboard in 2014, you've had guys like Jeremy Mincey, which I don't consider him a speed guy, but he was actually starting the other side. Quinn, obviously 2015, they went out and got Randy, but Randy, with his situation, he never really played. So they never truly invested. They tried to go get Taco Charlton and put lipstick on the pig and tell me that he was a right defensive end. That's no lie. They said that, and he's not. And they tried it and got played. So they really haven't invested in that juice rusher over there. And I think you do need that to have some balance, especially when you've been primarily a 4-3 team and you're not relying on outside linebackers to get that for you. So I would hope that at some point they invest long-term in that, unless it's going to be Mike Parsons, which just keep him at linebacker. All right, let's get to my second one, and then we'll hit the phone lines. We got Reek on the horn. All right, number 2. This will be a shock to me, and I'm going to tell you why it'd be different ones, but let's just talk about the player. Offensive tackle, Bernard Raymond, Central Michigan. So, 6'6", 303, ceilings guy. I think he's a very interesting prospect because I don't want to say he's exclusively a ceilings guy, but you're really drafting him, I think, based off of the ceiling that you think he can hit, because he's only played the position for 2 years. He played tight end, moved over for 2 years, moved over to offensive tackle for 2 years, put on 60 pounds to do so. Maybe you might want him to put on a little bit more weight. Who knows? But the fact that he played tight end is why his athleticism, in a way, you can say it's his elite trait, right? It's his elite trait. But he's been heralded as a guy who's shown some technical improvement very fast and will only get better in that aspect. I've kind of jokingly said this. There's 3 offensive linemen that if we take in the first round, I'd be like, yeah. He's one of them, but of the 3, he's the one I think with the ceiling that I could be like, all right, I'm going to try to focus on that to make me feel a little better, because I think he does have a high ceiling. But here's why it'll be a shocker. While his ceiling is high, I don't know that he's going to be better than Terrence Steele today at right tackle. Especially if we see more improvement from Terrence Steele, who'll be going into his 3rd year and showed a massive jump from year 1 to year 2 in all aspects of his game. And I truly believe he can be your right tackle of the future, at least. At the very least. So he's not obviously starting over Tyron Smith. So essentially, if he can't beat out Terrence Steele, you're waiting for Tyron to get hurt to get him in some action, which that'll probably happen. But unless he has a Dak Prescott-like rookie performance, the odds of keeping him at left tackle are pretty slim, right? So I said this and I keep saying it, and I'm going to stay on this. I'm going to 10 toes down with this. I want if I'm going to get a tackle, man, he got to play. He's got to play, and I don't know that he's better than Terrence right now. And am I going to just put Terrence Steele as my swing tackle just because I drafted a guy in the first round? No, I'm going to make them battle it out, and he's going to have to beat Terrence Steele at right tackle. That's going to have to happen. To boot, he's also from Central Michigan, which, that might not be an FCS school, but it's on the lower end of the spectrum for guys that Will McClay likes to target. So it's not an FCS. It's still FBS, but it's also not the Power 5 either, which they don't always do Power 5, but they prefer Power 5. And I'm sure there are exceptions to the rules, and maybe Bernard Raymond is one of them. So he'd be a shock to me, but he'd be one of the tackles, one of the offensive linemen if taken in the first round. I think the ceiling is where I'd focus on because he does have a high one, but that would still be a shock to me. Glennard, I love his upside, but not in the first. That's what you hear a lot about him. Upside, potential, ceiling. I don't think he's floor guy right now, but he's hey, he's gotten better. He's improved quickly. People are impressed with his improvement in a 2-year period from tight end to tackle. So maybe year 3, he gets better and better. All right, let's get the Reek on the horn.
What's going on, Sky, man?
What's
Cowboy
good,
Nation, how y'all doing? Coolin', man. My whole thing is like this, man. The Joneses need to go ahead and let Will McClay cook. This is his time to cook. Let him cook his meal in the kitchen with his team, because I'm looking at it like this. Only thing I want to do, best player available on the board. And if somebody wants to trade with us, to trade back and get either in the second round, another pick in the second round, or another pick in the third round, and we only going a couple slots down from where we're picking at, I'm all for that. But it still end up getting one of the best players in the draft. My whole thing is like this. I don't want the Cowboys to pigeonhole themselves to a certain position and say, oh, we're going to go get this, and letting the world know that we're going to get this. Now, they out here throwing smoke screens, you know what I mean? I can appreciate that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I think they're not in a position right now to narrow it down to one spot. They've got a number of needs. So, they've got a ton of needs. They can't come out here and smoke screen anybody that's smart. We know what you need here. You need like 3 or 4 or 5 different things.
I look at it like this. Like I said, if we got a superstar player right here on the board that we think is going to be an all-pro and a Pro Bowler, a Pro Bowler and an all-pro player, I don't get, like, if that dude is, even if it's for a position that maybe we already got, but we think he's better than the person that we got on the team, and maybe that person probably got a year or 2 on their contract, why not just go ahead and draft him? And isn't that, like, really what you do in the first round? You know what I'm saying? Like, like a luxury pick. You know what I mean? Like somebody that can bring something to the team, because it's like a person like your man was just talking about, a person like Dean. He's a good player. You know what I'm saying? And we need another linebacker just to free Micah Parsons up. You know what I'm saying? I will feel better if they even thought about drafting somebody like that, somebody they didn't bring in, but they know, like somebody like Dan Quinn is slamming his hand on the table like, I want that dude right there, man. You know what I mean? And they listen to him to it like, yeah. Because I'm telling you, by Micah Parsons being freed up on that defense to do whatever he wants to do or go attack the weakness of the other team, that's what we should allow him to do. Because somebody like Dallas Cowboy, I got to give him his credit. He made a good point. He was saying that this next season, even Big Game James, he said they were saying this season, we got to go against a lot of running teams. And the linebacking crew that we got, we need more linebackers. We need hard-hitting linebackers, because we going against a lot of running teams this year. You know what I mean?
You need him, period. You literally only have one linebacker beyond. Listen, I love Jabril Cox, but Jabril Cox, I'm not calling him a run guy number one just yet. I think he can get better at it. But also, he was hurt last year towards ACL. Outside of Jabril Cox, LVE's still a question mark. Nobody knows how consistent he's going to be. You got Luke Gifford. So as we've been pounding the table here on this channel all offseason, linebacker is a need. It's a need immediate, and it's a need long term.
Yeah, because it's like, even if, hypothetically speaking, what if Jordan Davis falls? You know what I mean? To us,
take him.
Why not? You got to take him. You know what I'm saying? It's just certain players. If they fall to us, we got to take them.
If you get a falling star, you take the guy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. And that's what I'm hoping that happens, But like you said, if it's a need and there's no people that you think that's a superstar, you got to go for your need. I get what you're saying. I agree with that too.
No. What I'm saying is that they have so many needs, and I said this on the radio, and I say it more. I'll keep saying it. They've stumbled across BPA, meaning they literally, you can argue, need a DT, need a receiver, need a linebacker, need an offensive guard, need a tackle. They've stumbled across that. So you have so many, in my opinion, needs that BPA shouldn't be a problem because somebody at those positions should be there at 24 for you. So in a way, you're going to get BPA. It's just a matter of which one of those needs do you want to take. Hell, you can throw an edge rusher if you want to because it will be a need moving forward.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, man. Because it's like you just saying that there some of these quarterbacks are getting pushed up the board, so that's a good thing.
It ain't too many of them. It's like it's 2 or 3, but yeah.
Hey, but like my boy Vacho always say, these teams are goofy. Some of them can't draft, and they might do some goofiness. You know what I'm saying? They might go ahead and draft them a Paxton Lynch or some crazy shit, and we get who we want because they drafted stupidly. You know what I'm saying? And I'm praying that happens. I am praying that happens in this first round. But yeah, that's all I had to say, though, Sky, man. You know, I'm a best player available type dude, man. But good talking to you this morning, man. All right, Cowboy Nation, man. Let's be patient. We gonna get somebody that we really want off this board. I really got confidence that we are.
We will.
All right, y'all. Y'all take it easy.
Peace. Appreciate you, Rick. Oh, wrong one. Yeah, I think, and I'm gonna keep saying this. I think there'll be somebody there. So when I say somebody, I don't mean one of the top 10 guys. I guess that could happen, but 24 is a long way to fall. I remember last time the Cowboys selected in the 20s. I don't think any of those type of guys fell. Now, TJ Watt wasn't looked at as a top 10 type of dude, but he was looked at as a guy that fell right where he fell. I just thought the Cowboys would take him, and they didn't. I just don't want to see them move up in this draft right now, unless it's for like 1 or 2 players. Chill out, relax, let the draft come to you. Now, if you're coming up 2 spots, sure, that should only cost you a very minimal pick. But just relax in this draft. To me, it's not that kind of draft. And you're not in a quarterback needy situation. I hope like hell you get a bunch of quarterbacks that go in round 1. But honestly, I think all the quarterbacks that are going to go in round 1 are essentially going to be a reach because of the position. I don't know that there's a for sure fire top 10 quarterback in this draft. It's just that it's quarterback. So you may see Malik Willis or Pickett or Corral all go in the first round. But I think we've all kind of predicted them to kind of go there anyway. All right, here's my final one. As we wrap this up, then I'll hit the phone lines. And this one is one of the tackles that I'd have a really hard time getting behind, at least early on. And that's offensive tackle Trevor Penning out of Northern Iowa. And remember, this is about surprise selections. 6'7", 325, and you'll hear and you'll see physical when it comes to Penning, right? You'll hear nasty as well, usually towards the end of the play, and he's a hell of a run blocker. But I'm telling you right now, if you hated Connor Williams for penalties, you're going to hate Trevor Penning. 34 times he was flagged in his last 31 games. Not something you want to hear. Here's why it'd be shocking. Similar to Raymond. I don't know that he's better than Terrence Steele. So, let them compete. And if he doesn't beat them out, if they truly make this a competition and not, hey, we picked you in the first round, so you got to beat the tackle. Can he slide in at guard? Some say he can. Some say he can't. I have my concerns about a 6'7" plus guard in today's game. I know people want to go back to the 90s and talk about Gogan. That's fine. But again, I asked somebody before, name me 10 starting guards. There's 64 guards. Name me 10 of them. That's not a lot. That are 6'7" or taller at the position. It's just, you don't see that because of the responsibilities of the position. And he already struggles with flexibility as is. And he struggles with his hands sometimes. So, and I was talking to Vach, and if you're a guy who struggles with your hands at offensive tackle, the last place you want to struggle with your hands is at guard because it's a quicker access route to the quarterback. And then you have the FBS factor. This is really why it would be. Honestly, this is the number one reason why it'd be a shocker. The Cowboys under Will McClay have only drafted one guy in the Will McClay era from an FBS school. Or FBC. I'm sorry if I said that wrong. And that's Ben DiNucci in the 7th round. The 7th round, cool, right? They don't care, whatever. The 1st round, that's where it gets a little funny. So again, he may be an exception to the rule. I don't look at him in that way, but he may be an exception to the rule. So if we get to pick 24 and we hear that sound and they say they took Trevor Penning, I would be shocked and surprised in round 1. I would. All right, let's get to Danny Savage. Remember, you can call in here, 351-999-3787. This is the part of the show where we'll get to the phones, get to the chat, and then we'll wrap this thing up. Let's see here. Boom, let's bring you in. What's up, Danny?
Good morning, Sky. How's everything going?
Good, brother. Good. How you doing?
Good. I caught the show. I just turned it on when you said we stumbled. That's all we do is stumble across picks. We get Dak in the 4th, stumbled across him. Do you think anyone in Dallas thought Micah was going to be that good? They never would have traded back the 2 picks.
That's true.
We stumble across every guy. It's ridiculous. And people want to say, we drafted Tyron, Zach. Listen, you're supposed to be hitting on first-rounders on your O-line. That doesn't impress me. Getting back to what I said the other day, hit on your 5th-rounders, your 6th-rounders. We have so many holes. Like you said, best player available. People forget, once the Patriots started, that's it. We couldn't stop the run. We got gashed. We could put Dick Butkus and Ray Lewis back there. But if you ain't got no big monster up the middle to stop the run, once the Patriots ran down our throats, we did beat them, but once the Patriots ran down our throats, what did the rest of the NFL do? The exact same thing. Don't run to the sides. And let me tell you, Jabril Cox, he had 1 year at LSU, and he wasn't really all that. Is he good? He plays the outside run really good, but his weakness is in between the tackles. He ain't no 230, 240, 250 kind of guy. He's a 215 kind of guy.
Well, he's not 215.
So,
I just want to correct that. He's closer to 240. I think he's 236, 238, somewhere around. But nonetheless, go ahead.
I mean, he does have some height to him. I mean, but now, so we have a huge need at 1 tech. We need at least 2 linebackers. And what about the offensive line? Penning, I love his nastiness. He's not a tackle. You put that kid on an island in the NFL, he will get destroyed. He gets destroyed. I love Green out of Texas A&M. I think Green is this year's Rashawn Slater.
Whoa.
That's my opinion. But you could put him anywhere. He's played every position, and he's also been taking snaps. When he came to Dallas for Dallas Day, one of the 30 visits, they tried him at center. They better draft 2 to 3 offensive linemen in this draft. They have to. But I'm big on the kid Ingram out of LSU. I like him. Mumford, Ohio State. Kentucky got a big center, Fortner, who's also played about 25 games through his career at guard. I mean, we have so many holes. Like I said, I'm riled up. I had my coffee, going to work out. But it's like when I heard when I heard we stumbled, that's all we do is stumble across. Like talk about moving up. When Dallas moved up to get Claiborne, you can Google this. They had Claiborne the highest rated corner since Deion Sanders. How does that make you feel? That's so we have there's people talking about wide receiver. I get it. We do need wide receiver, but we don't need a wide receiver before day 3. We have too many holes. Dak is no good when you scrape him off the floor. He's coming off the leg injury. He doesn't have the running game to him anymore. So now we're going to come into the season with 2 new linemen, because let's be honest. If you look at Steele last preseason, he was getting destroyed by guys that are selling cars right now. It's Kevin Steele.
Well,
Kevin Steele got destroyed in preseason.
Sure.
And then he shows up with an attitude blocking Joey Bosa.
There we go. Okay. I was waiting for you to get to him in the regular season because it was night and day.
Yeah, yes, but it's weird when a guy is that old and been playing that long. It's very odd to see a night and day thing like that. So let's hope he's okay at right tackle. Like I said, I hope you enjoyed the thing I sent you, the thing with Ray Donald and.
Yeah, I posted that on my Twitter. Yeah.
Okay, good. I'm glad you saw that. Okay, and then there's another one. I couldn't find it.
I tagged George Teague and Nate Newton in it, and George Teague loved it, man.
Yeah. There's also another one I couldn't find where they were sitting in the front row of a Monday Night Nitro. But that one was Ray Donaldson, Teague, and Nate Newton came out. And I'm a big wrestling fan.
I am too, man. I've never seen that one, Danny. So that was some great nostalgia.
Oh, I'm old school. I go back to the Garden. I'm from the East Coast. I go back. That was the Mecca. Every month, the biggest card was in Madison Square Garden. Yeah. And my sons are giant wrestling fans now. So, but great talk, and we gotta hit. We gotta hit Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. We got a lot of holes.
We do gotta hit, brother. Appreciate you, Danny.
You too. Talk to you later.
Thank you, man. Yeah, the Monday Night Wars, man. That was in the middle of the Monday Night Wars, and this is my third go round watching the Monday Night Wars over the last how many years, but just one of the greatest documentaries. I don't care what kind of crime, WWE, whatever. Just an amazing documentary. I advise y'all to watch it if you're into wrestling. Super nostalgic. But yeah, man, O-line is definitely up there. You don't need to take 3 of them. I don't know if you need to take 3, but you definitely need to prioritize offensive line, I think, in the first 2 days. Period. Whether it be round 1 or round 2 or 3, you need to get a guy that can come in here and plug and play and hope you got an upgrade over Connor McGovern, or if it's Tyler Linderbaugh, then you got the center situation. But yeah, quarterbacks in general, Dak Prescott, whomever, are no good if you got to scrape them up off the ground. 100%. Totally agree. And that's why I say there are a number of, when I say holes, I don't mean gaping holes where when you walk over it, you're falling 10 feet down. There may be a few of those, but I mean like potholes. And usually the Cowboys fill these little potholes as we get to the draft, but they've only signed 2 guys, and the one I think is a true pothole filler. Excuse me. And that's Fowler, right? Like, he replaces the juice guy you lost going into the season. Washington, I don't know that if he's a wide receiver 2 just quite yet. But he fills the Ced Wilson role, which I personally think he could have got that in the draft. But he fills that role. And if you look at it as a future investment, meaning immediate future investment, he'll slide back to being wide receiver 3 when Gallup returns. Maybe unfairly, I'm looking at the wide receiver position week 1, first month of the season, and I look at it and I'm wide-eyed. I'm like, CeeDee Lamb, Washington, Simi Fehoko, Noah Brown, TJ Vasher. I don't like that. I don't like that. I mean, you ain't got to take a wide out in round 1. You can wait to round 2 or 3, but I don't know if I'm waiting to 4, 5, 6. I don't like that. I'm just saying. So unless you're confident that they can win with fourth round wide receiver, likely being your 4th or 5th guy at best, I don't know if they're going to beat out. No, they love Noah, y'all. We'll see. If you're confident in them, I guess being a running team, then I guess if they're a running team, are we confident that they'll get back to that running team that they were in weeks 1 through 6? It's just really weird. The way this offseason played out, I am not as confident as I would like to be. And I'm just being completely honest with you. Still time, right? You got a couple days before draft, you got the draft, and then you got after the draft. And we'll know how things shake out once we get to mini camp and then camp and things like that, and the confidence may grow. But right now, I don't know how to feel about the accumulation of talent or the direction of really where we're heading. Last year, completely different story. You tell me I got Cooper, I got Gallup, I got CD Lamb all starting off the season, right? I got Jarwin, I got Schultz as my tight ends going into the season. My offensive line had a ton of depth. Love the depth. Now, we didn't know Terrence Steele was going to be that dude, but I even liked the signing of Tyden Secchi because he was a career swing tackle and was a pretty good career swing tackle. Depth that line is, whew. Where's your swing tackle depth? Where's your tackle depth? Where's your guard depth? Hell, where's your center depth? Do we even know if McGovern can play the center spot? And right now, he's just starting left guard, so you ain't even got the center. So where's your wide receiver depth? There's a lot of depth issues on the team that they haven't really filled in free agency. So now we're counting on rookies and specifically third, fourth round guys, really, to be that depth role player. Could work out. It's a lot of pressure, though. Lots of pressure on your front office. Hold up. Stop the music. We got Big Homie in the building. My bro, Voch Lombardi. What's good, bro?
Kill a little bit of time. It's a Monday. We ain't really going to be getting, no real news until Thursday. And, boy, it's just going to be dry in these streets. So I'm just calling to help out. You feel me?
Appreciate you, brother.
I just wanted to say this, man. I saw this floating around the social media machine. It ain't really heavy, big, super news or whatever, but I kind of saw it floating around a little bit. Nothing stopping this Kenyan Green train. You feel me? I don't care nothing about his appendages. I don't care nothing about no new medical stuff that's going on. Yeah. I care nothing about it, sir. Even if it's one of them Jay Ajayi situations, bro, you just roll with 5 years of Kenyan Green and move on with your life, bro. Just move on with your life, bro. You know what I mean? We can't just be like, oh, he's a first-round pick. Let's automatically think about the next 12 years. If you get 5 good years of Kenyan Green to live your life, bro, you just live your life with them fantastic 5, bro. Plus, like if this was a Kenyan Green, Miles Jack type situation, like I feel like it would have been bigger than this. I feel like we would have heard more about it. So the fact that it ain't really a huge situation, man, I'm running with Kenyan Green all day unless, like Jordan Davis is there, and then I'm going to have a panic attack that I can't have both. But, you know what I'm saying? But, Scott, what if we could have both? What if Jordan Davis what if he fall to 24? One call, goddammit. What if he fall to 24? God damn it. And then Kenyan Green, look, what if this was the opportunity we was waiting on to get both our guys, Will Still? What if we needed this?
So I personally think this knee stuff is a bit fishy. I'm not fully buying into it, and that's what I tried to preface earlier in the show. Listen, y'all, don't act like this is a real concern because this just popped up this morning. Okay, so I haven't heard about this, and we're a couple days out. Maybe it's his people's coming out saying I don't want to go to any of these teams in the top 15. I do want to slide to Dallas, right? Or maybe I want to slide to Kansas City or whatever. So I'm not buying it until I get more sources stating it's an issue. But I'm with you. Kenyan Green is the guy. And I do like Zion, too, if you got to take one. But one of the two, or Tyler, one of those three, I would love to have in the first round because we got to beef up that front, bro.
Man, let that boy limp around. I got to look, man. Look, bro. Whatever lot we got to sell for like Kenyan Green, you know what I mean? Like, to fall to the second round, it ain't gonna happen. Of course, it's just me being optimistic. Wish it would. Wish the MF would happen, Voch. You know what I'm saying?
Talk about gun under the seat type thing. We might have to retire that one, though, Voch. We might have to retire that one.
Well, I'm not retiring gun under the seat ever because that's my favorite kind. Because that's my favorite kind of guy. Voch is gun under the seat guy. Those are my family members. You know what I mean? We just gotta hope that the gun don't come from under the seat and out the window, and then that's all we gotta hope for. But under the seat is fine. It ain't hurting nobody under the seat.
So Frank Clark gun under the seat. Yeah, they just found it. That's all.
Frank Clark is kidnapping my girlfriend, guy. That's different. You should have known him.
Wait, didn't they find one in his Lamborghini or something like that?
Yeah, man, but Frank Clark was supposed to be a top 10 pick, but he ended up going in the second round because he was kidnapping my girlfriend. So.
Yeah, true.
So that's real life. That's how that happened. But Kenyan Green ain't kidnapping nobody, girl. Like, so this ain't like a boss man situation where it's something that we got to work. Like, it's just a little knee. It's modern medicine. Knees are fine. He'll be good to go. Give him a brace and we'll be good.
Hey, if you get a Ronald Leary career out of Kenyan Green, you take that all day tomorrow, bro. Take it.
But anyway, though, man, I ain't want to hold you too long. I just wanted to kill a little bit of content time because I know we ain't got much news today. Just wanted to do my part. Plus, we off today because we dropping with a Koye meeting. So it is what it is. Appreciate y'all.
Appreciate you. Hey, Voch, no. Don't go nowhere yet. You still there?
What's up?
Let them know where they can find you and myself throughout the week, bro.
Hey, you can find Voch and Will Steele on the Volume Sports Network. You go to YouTube, you type in The Volume. That's Colin Cowherd's network. Appreciate y'all. Salute. The Volume. Like, turn it up, turn it down. Monday through Friday at 3 p.m. Central. You feel me? That's where Voch and Will Steele will be holding it down for the Doski Woski. You feel me?
Appreciate you, brother.
Salute.
It's my guy. He's killing it so far on The Volume. He really is. I'm just honored to be a producer on the show and be a part of it, man. Appreciate you, bro. Let's get to B Bird. We're gonna wrap this thing up. What's up, B Bird?
Hey, what's up, Sky, man? How you doing there, bro?
I'm good, man. It's been a good show today. It's Monday. We a couple days away from the draft. I'm just ready to get this over with so we can talk about who we actually have and not the 300 possibilities.
Yeah, man. First you have me following up Uncle Charles. Now you got me following up Voch, man. What are you doing to me, man?
Hey, listen. That's a tough follow. You're right.
It is, man. So, hey, I was going to – for one thing, I'm glad y'all did touch on that because Leary came out with a degenerative knee situation, and everybody was worried about it. But he had I would take that pick over and over again. Voch is correct. Forget about the longevity of a Martin. We're not trying to replicate that. If we get 5-6 good years out of a guy, I call that success. Hey. And so, you can't start looking at, hey, this guy played, we want to draft him and be there 12 years. He's absolutely right. We shouldn't be looking at that. But the question I was going to ask you is this. I just had two questions for you. If it's true, it's not a smoke screen about trading back. Everybody wants to trade. Everybody wants to trade back. And I did put this in a super chat. I don't know if you read it because I've been kind of busy. But it said, I asked, wouldn't the value be in trading up then if everybody wants to trade back?
It depends how you look at it. Does everyone want to trade back because they don't see the value in where they're picking in the top 15? All right. They may look at it as, the players that are here at 13, 14, 15, we view them as second round guys, or we view them as players that are 27th overall on our board. So we're trying to move back. Right. But maybe you're looking at it as, well, if they're trying to move back, you got leverage because, hey, y'all the ones that want to come back. So
that's correct. Let
me come up for a fourth instead of a third. So it depends how you look at it.
Yeah, if you're talking to one person and somebody calls, hey, man, we want to trade back. Hey, I'm on the phone. I got somebody else want to trade back too. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm trying to say, I think you may have some leverage. What I'm trying to do, I'm trying to aim this whole thing at Jordan Davis. That's what I'm trying to do, man.
I know.
And so because I think we may have to trade up to get him. So that's why I brought that up. And I just don't want us to, him to be there at 18 or something like that. And, they say, okay, we got to give a third round pick. I'm willing to give that up. You know what I'm saying, to move up. And so I just don't want us to be I just want to get more leverage. If everybody wants to move back, and that means a lot of people want to, then that's a lot of spots we can move up into.
It is. According to Schefter, though, not a lot of teams want to move up because they believe that there will be value just staying put. So it all depends on that player, which you talked about this a few weeks ago. If there's a guy that you believe is just a freak, just your guy, you believe will come in right now and help you in multiple ways, you don't give a damn about that third round pick. You go get him. You can try to trade back into the third round, honestly, if you really want the third round pick. But that's about as far as I would go. It has to be that kind of player, and it at most would be a third. I just don't want to see this team lose picks because they need them right now in the worst way because they don't fill these positions in free agency.
Hey, so my second question, I'm going to let you go, man. I got to finish this yard, but I'll ask you this. So because you brought up something about, drafting for the future, like, and I want you to get this maybe. So like you look at some guys that's coming up on their contract year or whatever. You say, okay, we need to draft to fill that. I want to know how far should you start looking? Like I'm just gonna say something I think is ridiculous. So should you start looking like, well, CeeDee Lamb's contract's coming up, or I know of a guy's on his last year, then that's it's okay to look. But what I'm trying to say is this: how far should an organization look at contracts for drafting purposes, and how do the Cowboys do that? And what I'm trying to get to, are the Cowboys looking farther than other teams are? Because if so, then you're really not stocking your team to be the best. You're just trying to do a circular, just refill positions instead of saying, okay, no, we got this guy now. We can add this guy on top, and I'm not worried about the contract. We're trying to win now. I don't know if you get that. That's kind of
no.
A lot
I totally get it because that's what they do. I'm not saying they do that in the first round or they do that, but they do take a look at the future. I would say if I had to put a number on it, I'd go 2 years, but you have to put it, you have to put a caveat to it. What's the player? Because you're talking about CeeDee Lamb or Trevon Diggs, you're looking to re-sign that guy. So I'm not saying, hey, I got to take this corner in the second round because I don't know if I'm going to re-sign Trevon Diggs. Like, nah, like that's
correct.
No. But if you're looking at a guy like, for instance, a perfect example, last year, Tristan Hill. You knew Tristan Hill only had 2 years left on his deal, and you weren't – this is a new regime, really not feeling Tristan Hill. Yeah, he might have been a second-round pick, but I know that at best he's going to be a rotation guy for me. I'm looking for a guy to come in and take his spot. What they do? Drafted Oso Odigizua. Hell, the year before that, they drafted Neville Gallimore. So, you can look at the future without it being just contractual. It could be the outlook you have on said player. But I think Dallas, they do a solid job of all three, meaning or both the future contractually and the actual talent of the player. I think they do a solid job at that, and they used to at least like to get ahead of those type of things contractually. But in the draft, I would not. That would be on the low end of my of the spectrum in regards to, let me draft so and so in round 1 or 2 because Diggs or Lamb or whomever is up in a year or two. I wouldn't necessarily do that because those are the guys that you expect to be here. Different story with a Fowler, different story with a Basham or things like that. You don't expect those guys to really stick around, so it wouldn't hurt to get you a long-term defensive end if you feel like they can come in and help you now.
And I thought that you would think that because I think you kind of think alike. I don't want them to be thinking too much future. You get what I'm saying? I think when you do
enough
that,
of that.
I think – yeah, they do enough of that. That's what I'm trying to say. So I don't want them in the draft doing that, just trying to cycle in guys and cycle them out. So, hey, man, that's all I wanted to do was ask those 2 questions, man. I appreciate you answering them, and you have a good day.
Thanks, B-Bert. Excellent question. I think it's a really good question because I think they do look – I mean, if you just listen to Steven. Listen to Stephen Jones talk, man. He's a very much future guy, especially when it comes to free agency and the cap. Very much so. What I got here? Arnold Biddicke would be okay with me. Okay, so I was late on Logan Hall. I was late on the Biddicke. In fact, it was Vach who not made me. He doesn't know this, but when he did his list, I said, okay, I got to go look at this cat. If Vach got him here, I will look at it. So when I looked at him, I was like, oh, very impressive. I was middling late on Benito, guys like that. But yeah, I do like the Arnold. Am I saying that right? Biddicke? I do like him. Round 1, like him. I'm not on that. But there's a handful of guys in round 2 on the edge that I would not be upset if the Cowboys took. I know a lot of people might look at it sideways, but I need some juice, man. I need some juice, and it can't always be Micah. Just imagine though, on those 3rd and longs or 2nd and longs, you got Micah as a juice, D-Law, and you got some more juice coming, right? All right, let me lock this up. Final call of the day. We got 443, new caller. What's up, 443?
What's up, buddy? Hey, I ain't no brand new caller, man. Come on, man.
Who this?
A couple times. It's Sully.
Oh, Sully, I got to save you now, bro. What's going on, Sully? For those who don't know, he's always in the chat, man. Appreciate you.
Yeah. I had a quick question.
Okay.
Like you put the GM hat on. Say Green or Johnson fall to us round 1. or whatnot, and we pick them, and then round two come and say, only reason I'm saying this, I don't think it'll happen,
Okay.
is because a couple mocks he was there, Linderbaum there. Do you go ahead and grab him with that second pick, or do you attack another need?
Oh no! I take Tyler Linderbaum. I mean, Jesus, you're talking about Kenyan Green, Linderbaum, Zach Martin. That's my interior for the future.
Only reason I thought about it is because a couple of mocks that you did, like you didn't put them in the poll for the second round.
Well, Linderbaum wasn't the only draft that I did outside of PFF. Linderbaum was. Let me rephrase. When we did the PFF mock drafts, he was never there in the second round. Never.
Okay.
We did Pro Football Network, I think, the other day. I want to say he was there, but I don't remember.
Yeah, that's the one that he was there.
Yeah, he was there. I did put him in the poll, but I think you guys elected to take someone else.
Because it wasn't likely.
Right, that's right. That's what I said. I said I don't really believe he'll be here, so you're right. I took him out. But you're right. I have been seeing him specifically on that mock draft simulator fall into round 2. On one hand, I'm like, no way, that's not possible, right? But on the other hand, Creed Humphrey looked at as the best center in the class last year. He fell to round 2, so anything is possible. And if Linderbaum is there in round 2, bro,
I think there's probably only a handful of teams that actually could use a center.
Well, everybody could use a center. I mean, it's probably
they could use one, but you know what I'm saying. Like they might already have their center locked down.
I mean,
for
technically, we fall in that category that we don't really need a center. We could use one if you got a Linderbaum that falls to you, but you don't really need you're not going into the season with Phil Costa. You're going into the season with a middling center that you've seen your offense can work with. But Linderbaum's floor and ceiling, I think, is better than Tyler Biadasz. So, listen, you get a chance to solidify the middle of your offensive line for the foreseeable future. That will help your offense greatly because your running game will get back on track. Your quarterback can have confidence on the interior, and let's work.
Yeah. Well, that's all I want. I was sitting there thinking, I was like, I mean, like if he do fall, I would definitely have to consider it.
Oh, wow.
Of course, it depends on if a Pickens or Sky Moore end up falling that far, or if you end up trading up or anything, one of those type deals. But I definitely would do it.
Yeah, I mean,
or it would be in like a real. Like it would be like a real consideration.
Well, it definitely would be a consideration. It'd be probably top of your consideration depending on who's on the board. But hey, Sully, I appreciate the call and the question there. Good one.
Oh yes, sir. Have a good one, brother.
Thanks, brother. Boy, I know they're not sexy picks to the fans, but if you come out of the draft in the first 2 rounds with Kenyan Green and Tyler Linderbaum, ignore people who are upset with that. Just ignore them. Don't let them take down your joy. Be joyful. That is, I am big trenches guy this draft. I'm big trenches, I'll say / front 7 because I think we could use the help in the front 7, meaning linebacker too. But you gotta help out on the offensive line. You gotta help out your defensive line. Understand there aren't a handful of players that you would take on the interior D line in round 1. Not even round 2 when you think about it, but you get me one of them, I'll be good to go, And definitely if you get me a Green Linderbaum, what are we talking about, boy? All right, are we in agreement here? I mean, I guess it's possible that Linderbaum can fall. I guess it's possible. All right, let me get into the chat, man, because later today we got Doc talking. I'm going to make sure I get that together so we can drop that for y'all this week. D-Law Davis, D-Mar. Who is D-Mar? Stephen White. You got to be more specific with that. Oh, DeMarvin Lael. Oh, I see what you're saying. Let's see. Cam Jurgens says 9 deep. Yeah, but I'm not taking. I don't want Cam Jurgens in my top 3 picks. I'm good. Green is around 2 pick to me. I don't see it. Hell, you get Green around 2. I'd take it too. Professor O, he's talking about the draft. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of Cowboys content creators there. He says he's going to be there with Tuck, Spoonie, the Star Gang podcast crew. Looks like they're going to be there. Linderbaum Freak. Yeah, he's got to go before 56, right? He's got to go. Dallas will take Green in first round. I think Green is, if they had no position value type picks, I think Green probably is in their top 5 realistic picks, and that 5 might be too much because there's guys we believe will go higher, but he's definitely high up, probably their top 3 of realistic picks. And then he says that they think they'll take Nick Benito round 2. I love Nick Benito. I would be happy with that too. It'll be really hard for me to be upset in those first 2 rounds. They would have to go, and let's kind of review what our topic is about today. Surprise round 1 selections. Defensive end Logan Hall would surprise me for a multitude of reasons, mainly being I think that the Cowboys have enough strong side defensive ends, and it's not one of those situations where, oh, well, you got 3 of them all on 1-year deals. No, you don't. D-Law's here for the foreseeable future. Golston's got 3 more years left on his deal. You just signed Dorrance Armstrong, who's not necessarily a strong side, but I don't view him as a juice guy either. Him to 2 years. So you're not in immediate need with a player like a Logan Hall. Bernard Raymond would be a surprise to me. Not because I think he's a bad player, because I think you're looking at him as a ceiling guy, potential, right? But again, I don't know if he's better than Terrence Steele right now. So now you're looking at him as a guy who's going to sit the bench until Tyron gets hurt. And when he comes back, Tyron is going to be put in unless he has a Dak Prescott type of rookie season. And then Trevor Penning. Same thing. Don't know that he's better than Terrence Steele right now. Small school guy would surprise me. They don't select those type of guys from that type of conference, especially not that early. Can he move to guard? Some say yes, some say no. I struggle to find a guard of his stature, or not a guard, because I'm sure there's 1 or 2. But I mean, give me 5 to 10 guys out of 64 where you see 6'7" plus in the guard spot. I don't like it, especially when he struggles with the bend anyway. So these would be 3 surprise selections for me. And I think somebody earlier in the show said when it comes to the tackles, if one of the top 3 fall, the Cross, Kwanu, the Neals, absolutely. Penning, I'm good. That's one of few. That one, Tyler Smith. I said this before. Raymond, I would definitely be like, but I see it. I see the potential in him being a guy that you can be your left tackle for the future. I don't know. I don't see that with Trevor Penning. I could be wrong. I'm not Mel Kiper. I'm not DJ. I'm not Vach. I'm not JC. I'm not these guys. But I just don't see that in Trevor. All right. With that said, I'll hit this chat one more time. We got a couple donations I want to get to, and then we can get up out of here.
Super chat.
Toxic Tom says, Sky, you need to talk to Mo about boneless wings. I must have missed it on the show yesterday. What's the thing about boneless wings with Mo? Ray Cheney,
super chat.
Earlier in the show, appreciate your $2 donation. He says, I don't understand how they can't sign one good free agent. Well, I think they signed some. I think Washington and Fowler are good players. They're not moving the needle. At best, what they do is allow you to maintain. I think the issue, Ray, for me at least, is that they don't sign guys that move the needle to me. Now, can we catch lightning in the bottle and get a J-Ron curse? That's the hope. That's what a lot of people that are pro front office say. Well, look what happened last year. Yeah. got J-Ron. I hope like hell we can get another J-Ron in this year's crop of free agents. All three of them. All three. I do. But that's my thing, right? Is that it's not that they don't sign good players. I think Fowler and I think Washington are good. I don't think they move the needle. I don't think they make you better. At the best, they help you maintain where you were last year. But I'm looking for guys that can help me get over that hump in free agency. Juwan Isom, appreciate you.
Super
the
chat.
$10 donation. Thank you, sir. And then B Bird, I didn't get to your $5 one earlier.
Super chat.
But we answered it on the phone, so I appreciate that, man. So what's up with this boneless wings? What? No. Mo says boneless wings are better than traditional wings? Mo. I'm going to have to talk to Mo. This Thursday. Oh, let me go ahead and push this a little bit. Before I do that, they're not. I don't agree. I will talk to them. This Thursday, the plan is for the draft. We're going to do round 1, not the full round. I'm probably going to come on. Probably going to come on about at pick 10. Right after the top 10, me and Foots the King will be breaking down picks from about 10 to the Cowboys pick. We'll briefly discuss that, and then I'll drop probably a video afterwards. But I am excited to have Foots on with me as our draft analyst for round 1 of the show. So we're kind of putting that together, Foots and I. So that'll be cool. Then Friday, it'll be Mo and myself, and we'll probably have Foots chime in as well. I'm not sure if it's going to be via phone or via video, but it'll be Mo and myself. So that's when I'll get on Mo about some damn boneless wings being better than traditional wings. Listen, I like boneless wings, but they ain't better. Fix this, Rich. So yeah, that's the draft plans for now. And then Saturday, I don't believe we'll be live at all, but click the bell. If you haven't subscribe and click the bell, because after every Cowboys pick, I'll be dropping a brief video just giving you a detail on the pick, the who's, the whys, the whats, and things like that. So we'll be a jam-packed Thursday, Friday, Saturday in regards from a content standpoint. And then the following week will be a massive week. We'll do rating a draft. We'll have Foots back on. We'll try to get Vach in here too. We'll try to get a bunch of draft people and Cowboys from the Cowboys community to talk about the picks and moving forward. And usually what I do after the draft and after we have a free agency period, I like to start my other series, which is the State of the Unit. I kind of dabbled in it, but it was more so hindsight 2021. But we're going to do State of the Unit after the draft. I mean, we could do that probably 2 weeks after the draft, but I can't wait because now we got some real good, fresh content to talk about. We're not just grasping at straws here, man. But I appreciate y'all for being here as we grasp at straws until we get some real content. Y'all the best. With that said, let's get on up out of here, man. Appreciate y'all for the donations. The phones were great today. If you haven't, hit that subscribe button on the way out, please. Hit that like button. Help us out here. Help us out, man. Traditional wings over boneless. How was that even a conversation? By the way, mango habanero is my new favorite flavor. Love me some mango habanero. Y'all keep on keeping on. Appreciate y'all for being here. Love y'all to death. Tomorrow, 8:15-ish. But tonight, Mauricio Rodriguez, A to Z Sports Prime Time. And check out A to Z Sports Dallas.com. We out of here. Peace.
Get your damn act together.